Okay, welcome back. I'm just going to jump in today, reading Exodus chapter 10, King James, and the Message in one video. Okay, starting with the King James, of course. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go in unto Pharaoh, for I have hardened his heart, and the heart of his servants, that I might show these my signs before him, and that thou mayest tell in the ears of thy son, and of thy son's son, what things I have wrought in Egypt, and my signs which I shall do among them, that ye may know how that I am the Lord. And Moses and Aaron came in unto Pharaoh, and said unto him, This saith the Lord, God of the Hebrews, How long wilt thou refuse to humble thyself before me? Let my people go, that they may serve me. Else if thou refuse to let my people go, behold, tomorrow will I bring the locust unto thy coast, and they shall cover the face of the earth, that one cannot be able to see the earth. And they shall eat the residue of that which is escaped, which remaineth unto you from the hail, and shall eat every tree which groweth for you out of the field. And they shall fill thy houses, and the houses of thy servants, and the houses of all the Egyptians, which neither thy fathers nor thy fathers' fathers have seen, since the day that they were upon the earth unto this day. And he turned himself and went out from Pharaoh. And Pharaoh's servants said unto him, How long shall this man be a snare unto us? Let the men go, that they may serve the Lord their God. Knowest thou not yet that Egypt is destroyed? And Moses and Aaron were brought again unto Pharaoh. And he said unto them, Go, serve the Lord your God. But who are they that shall go? And Moses said, We will go with our young and with our old, with our sons and with our daughters, with our flocks and with all our herds. We will go. For we must hold a feast unto the Lord. And he said unto them, Let the Lord be so with you, as I will let you go, and your little ones. Look to it, for evil is before you. Not so. Go now, ye that are men, serve the Lord, for that ye did desire. And they were driven out from Pharaoh's presence. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand over the land of Egypt for the locusts, and they may come up upon the land of Egypt, and eat every herb of the land, even all that the hail hath left. And Moses stretched forth his rod and over the land of Egypt, and the Lord brought an east wind upon the land all that day and all that night. And when it was morning, the east wind brought the locusts. And the locusts went up over the land of Egypt and rested in all the coast of Egypt. Very grievous were they before them, that were no such locusts as they, neither after them shall be such. For they covered the face of the whole earth, so that the land was darkened, and they did eat every herb of the land, and all the fruit of the trees which the hail had left, and there remained not even any green thing in the trees, and in the herbs of the field through all the land of Egypt. Then Pharaoh called for Moses and Aaron in haste, and he said, I have sinned against the Lord your God and against you. Now therefore forgive, I pray thee, my sin only this once, and entreat the Lord your God, and he may take away from me this death only. And he went out from Pharaoh and entreated the Lord, and the Lord turned a mighty strong west wind, which took away the locust and cast them into the Red Sea. There remained not one locust in all the coasts of Egypt, but the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, so he would not let the children of Israel go. And the Lord said unto Moses, Stretch out thine hand toward heaven, that there may be darkness over the land of Egypt, even darkness which may be felt. And Moses stretched forth his hand toward heaven, and there was a thick darkness in the land of Egypt 3 days. They saw not one another, neither rose any from his place for 3 days. But all the children of Israel had light in their dwellings. And Pharaoh called unto Moses and said, Go ye, serve the Lord. Only let your flocks and your herds be stayed. Let your little ones also go with you. And Moses said, Thou must give us also sacrifices and burnt offerings, that we may sacrifice unto the Lord our God. Our cattle also shall go with us. There shall not be a hoof be left behind, for therefore we must take and serve the Lord our God. And we know not with what we must serve the Lord until we come thither. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and he would not let them go. And Pharaoh said unto him, Get thee from me, take heed to thyself, see my face no more. For in that day thou seest my face, thou shalt die. And Moses said, Thou hast spoken well. I will see thy face again no more. I'm going right into the Message version. God said to Moses, Go to Pharaoh, I've made him stubborn, him and his servants, so that I can force him to look at these signs, and so that you'll be able to tell your children and your grandchildren how I toyed with the Egyptians. Like a cat with a mouse, you'll tell them the stories of the signs that I brought down from them. Then, so that you all know that I am God. Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said to him, God, the God of the Hebrews, says, How long are you going to refuse to knuckle under? Refuse. Release my people so that they can worship me. If you refuse to release my people, watch out. Tomorrow I'm bringing locusts into your country. They'll cover every square inch of ground. No one will be able to see the ground. They'll devour everything left over from the hailstorm, even the saplings out of the fields. They'll clear cut the trees, and they'll invade your houses, filling the houses with your servants, filling every house in Egypt. Nobody will ever see anything like this from the time your ancestors first set foot on this soil until today. And then he turned on his heel and left Pharaoh. Pharaoh's servant said unto him, How long are you going to let this man harass us? Let these people go and worship their God. Can't you see that Egypt is on its last legs? So Moses and Aaron were brought back to Pharaoh, and he said to them, Go ahead, then go worship your God, but who exactly is going with you? Moses said, We're taking our young and old, sons and daughters, flocks and herds. This is our worship celebration of God. He said, I'd sooner send you off with God's blessings than let you go with your children. Look, you're up to no good. It's written all over your faces. No way. Just the men are going. Go ahead and worship God. That's what you want so badly. And they were thrown out of Pharaoh's presence. God said to Moses, Stretch your hand over Egypt and signal the locusts to cover the land of Egypt, devouring every blade of grass in the country, everything that the hail didn't get. Moses stretched out his staff over the land of Egypt. God let loose an east wind. It blew that day and night. By morning, the east wind had brought in the locusts. The locusts covered the country of Egypt, settling over every square inch of Egypt. The place was thick with locusts. There was never an invasion of locusts like it in the past, and never will be again. The ground was completely covered black with locusts. They ate everything. Ate every blade of grass, every piece of fruit, everything that the hail didn't get. Nothing left but bare trees and bare fields, not a sign of green in the whole land of Egypt. Pharaoh had Moses and Aaron back in no time. He said, "I've sinned against you, your God, and against you. Overlook my sin one more time. Pray to your God to get me out of this. Get death out of here." Moses left Pharaoh and prayed to God. God reversed the wind, and a powerful west wind that took the locusts and dumped them into the Red Sea. There wasn't a single locust left in the whole country of Egypt. But God made Pharaoh stubborn as ever. He still didn't release the Israelites. God said to Moses, "Stretch out your hand in the skies, let darkness descend over the land of Egypt, a darkness so dark you can't touch it. You can touch it." Moses stretched out his hand to the skies. Thick darkness descended on the land of Egypt for 3 days. Nobody could see anybody. For 3 days, no one could so much as move, except for the Israelites. They had light where they were living. Pharaoh called in Moses. "Go and worship God. Leave your flocks and herds behind, but go and take your children." But Moses says, You have to let us take our sacrificial animals and offerings with us so that we can sacrifice them and worship to our God. Our livestock has to go with us, with not a hoof left behind. They are part of the worship of our God, and we don't know just what will be needed until we get there. But God kept Pharaoh stubborn as ever. He wouldn't agree to release him. Pharaoh said to Moses, "Get out of my sight and watch your step. I don't ever want to see you again. If I lay my eyes on you again, you're dead." Moses said, "Have it your way. You won't see my face again." Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm still feeling a little under the weather, apparently. I'm just not feeling very good today. But I'm here, and I'm able to read this chapter. And I guess I'm going to keep it really short. It's just the same old pattern going on. God's just giving this Pharaoh a whole lot of mercy. He's giving him time, to repent, so to speak. He's giving him time to do better, to do the right thing, and just really something as simple as, do what you want to do in your country with your people. But God wants his people, he wants Israel. So, it just has a lot to do with control and power and just being a weirdo narc or, sociopath or psychopath or something. Just some weird controlling, for lack of a better word, tyrant. But God has plans. He's going to keep being as persistent. He's given him a lot of mercy. Just shows a lot of his character, that he gives mercy even to people who don't respect him or believe in him or anything. Don't have a relationship with him. People who purposefully don't want one, refuse one. I think Pharaoh is just such a great example for so many different types of scenarios. Not just the cluster B personality type, but really it says a lot about people today, that they've heard of God and things, but whatever the situation is, maybe they never cared, or maybe they did have some relationship or something. They feel God has, failed them. And I understand. I felt that way, that God has not come through for me in the ways that I wanted. But I mean, there's a choice that you can make. You can choose to have this hardened heart and not believe in him and, just wreak havoc on other people's lives or whatever till you die. Or, you can choose to just bend to God's will anyway. I mean, even if things aren't going your way, and I'm just speaking for personal experience, even if things aren't going your way, I still look forward to the day that I can be with God if he'll have me. I don't really understand much about this world in terms of, how to do it right, like how to get ahead or whatever. I think it's just all based on, the story that is already written for you by God, by the hand of God. He imagined each and every one of us that ever lived and ever will live and are living a story, like the book of you or the book of me, just like these books here. And we do have freedom of choice, but ultimately, even with us doing whatever we want, there's just the ultimate God's will, like the story from beginning to end, how he had predicted it, planned it, controls it, even though we do have free will. And that's a hard concept to understand, is how do we have free will and he also is in control. But believe me when I say that both things coexist. And I'd rather just bend to his will, with my choice. Even though, life just hurts sometimes and it just doesn't make a lot of sense. And today in particular hasn't been a very good day for me. I haven't really had a really good day in a long while, even though I am blessed and there are so many really great blessings that God is giving me and I'm so grateful for them. I'm also just tired. But my hope is in God. There's nothing else to hope in this life. And you can choose to be one of those people that despite, whatever's going on, you're just going to trust God anyway and just go his way, as opposed to just being defiant against him like this Pharaoh guy. And I don't know. It says that God's hardening his heart, which makes me think like he already knew this was going to happen. But is he hardening his heart in terms of, and this is just me brainstorming, right? Is Pharaoh's already hardening his own heart. But when it says that God is hardening his heart, I just like to think of it kind of in a way like he's not controlling him in terms. He's giving Pharaoh free will like everyone else. But I feel like it's saying that he's hardening Pharaoh's heart in a way that Pharaoh is reacting in his self-hardening as a response to God's wonders that he's doing here, as a response to what God is doing to his land and him and just the things that are going on around them that isn't pleasant. They're plagues, So I feel like that's God hardening his heart in a way. He's not necessarily, forcing it on him. He's giving him the choice, but he's choosing this wrong choice to do wrong, to be evil, as he's admitted himself. Pharaoh has admitted himself. And there's these repercussions of the evil that he's doing. He's even lying about letting them go and then not letting them go. And there's repercussions for that. I mean, God would stop doing it if he would just... He's not even asking Pharaoh and the people of Egypt to believe in him or anything. He's just saying, let my people go. Let the Israelites go. Basically his future wife, his bride. So, that could be, to me, that's what I take from him, God hardening his heart, is Pharaoh's reaction to these plagues. He's just becoming more and more and more angry, because it's not going his way. And it's all through this one little thing. He just won't let these people go. It's just kind of weird and creepy and controlling. But if you see it a different way, what it means for God to harden his heart, please feel free to leave a comment and let me know what you think. I would love to hear it. It's what Bible study is all about. I'm not going to take too much longer on here. I just thought it was funny that Phil's like, just this one more time. And it's just like, it's always just one more time. When are we going to get to the point? He's exhausting and ridiculous. I try to stay away from personalities like that. But for some reason, like in my lifetime, I've just come across so many of them. But I like to believe that the few that are left are going to be disappearing really soon. I'm just kind of over it personally. Don't want anything to do with it. But that's another story for another day. I'm still waiting to give you guys that testimony. There's just a few things that need to happen first, and I'm hoping that God will come through like he did for these people here in Egypt. So let's see what he does in the next book. I mean, the next chapter. He's everything's pitch black, and he's still like not letting them go. He's even threatening Moses, saying, I don't ever want to see you again. If I see you again, I'm going to kill you. Moses is just over it too. He's like, okay, you won't see me anymore. But that doesn't mean like God's done. So, yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you do have to remove yourself from toxic environments if you can. Sometimes you're pushed out of it, or sometimes just a new door opens for you to leave. And I'm waiting for my door to open now. I'm so ready to go. But, even if you do leave, and it seems like it's unfinished, I find a lot of comfort in believing that God sees everything and he'll take care of it. It's not really for me to fight that sometimes. It's just God's battle, and you're just supposed to believe and let God do his thing. And for you to do the right thing and work on your plank and work on yourself and better yourself and your relationship with God. Being obedient, to him. So, that's all I got to say about this chapter. I really appreciate you guys, as I said before, just really hanging in there and waiting for me to come back and read. All of you guys, I think there might be 50-something subscribers. I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked. I've just been more into just getting these videos out here at this point. But I'll have a look-see. I figure once if I do reach 60 or 70, I'll give you guys another special video, maybe another dream or something. There's a video I've been working on for a while now, but I haven't had the right video editor to put it together the way that I wanted, and everything is taken forever. And I'm also finishing up with school and just so many things that I've been really overwhelmed, guys, and I just really appreciate your patience and every single person that subscribes and listens or reads along with these Bible studies or watches the shorts. I know the shorts are usually kind of popular, so I just appreciate any bit of that. This is all for God's glory and just for us to learn more about him through his word and his promises, and to find comfort in that and believing in that, and to strengthen our relationship with him, get to know him best as we can while we're here, to do whatever it is that he wrote in our special books for us to do. So I pray that God will bless you guys, and I will be back tomorrow for chapter 11 of Exodus, and I look forward to reading it with you guys, for you guys, and I love you, and that's it. I'll see you tomorrow. Now let's see what God will do. He's not done yet, so let's see what more he's got for Pharaoh, who's just over it but still not doing the one thing he's supposed to be doing. So it's kind of crazy, too, that he's willing to lose everything for this petty thing, But there's so many people like that in the world, and I'm not going to judge them. I'm just going to say, it's just better to believe in God and do what he says, clearly. So, you guys have a blessed night, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.